Hi guys. So somebody mentioned that what I said about documenting all your attacks, they said it was a good idea, and it is a good idea. I feel like anyone that is going through abnormal experiences, that's, things that are not normal, things that are very spiritual, things that relate to your relationship, your personal walk, your relationship with God, whether it's warfare, whether it's, the dreams, the visions, always document everything. Always document everything. Keep everything documented. Just like how we are discerned enough to know, okay, let me write down all my dreams, write down all my visions, and then you go back and you look at all the dreams and visions you had, and then it connects the pieces together. It's the same thing with spiritual warfare. When you're going through certain attacks, document it. Write down, okay, today is this date. What I've been feeling today. Feeling a bit sad, feeling a little bit anxious, feeling nauseated. The dreams that I had last night were like this. Because when you go back and you look at all the symptoms, you look at all the things you've experienced in the spirit, you'll start to see the patterns. When I was being attacked in the past, I noticed so much patterns because I documented the time, the day. I documented what was going on around that time. I documented the moon cycles, and that's how I knew that every time they were about to attack me, it was always 3 days prior to a new moon or 3 days prior to a full moon. And that is because I documented everything. When I felt certain attacks and I had certain dreams, I knew which dreams were relating to warfare and which dreams were actually prophetic. You see what I'm saying? Once you start to document everything and you go back and look at it, you're looking at evidence. You're looking at evidence, right? And when you look at your evidence, it's like the revelations will hit you different. It's not you trying to, remember everything in your brain as to what happened. Now you have things on paper documented, and you go back and you connect the dots. You see what I'm saying? Not only that, but look at David writing the book of Psalms. David documented not everything, but he did document a good amount of things that he was going through. Just like the story of Elijah was documented, the story of the story of Christ in Luke and Matthew was documented. Always document your experiences and what you're going through. Always keep things written down. It doesn't mean you have to write a book, but always have some sort of experience that you're going through on paper so you can go back and look at the symptoms. When doctors figured out how to diagnose certain sicknesses, as in flu, measles, all this type of stuff related to your health, a lot of that started out with being documented, as in writing down all the symptoms and then coming up with a diagnosis for all those symptoms. When you write down every single thing that you're going through in the spirit, you will start to realize, this time in my life, I experienced these attempts, these types of attacks. Okay. 2 months later, I experienced a different type of attack. Okay. 4 months later, I experienced the same attacks that I experienced 4 months prior. Okay. Then you'll know, okay, the first 4 months ago, I experienced the Python spirit, and it's 4 months later, and I'm experiencing Python spirit again. But in between that, I had an experience with the Leviathan spirit. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like once you document everything and you know the symptoms, you know what's going on. It's like you can keep track of your attacks. You can keep track of everything. Then what will end up happening is you will know your attackers very well. You will know their patterns, routines, strategies without you having to even do what they're doing, gang stalk you. You'll just know everything they're doing to you because of the experiences. And on top of that, documenting everything, connecting the dots, that is a way to strengthen your discernment. Because once you start to remember everything now, you feel certain things. You don't have to go back and look in your book and be like, okay, what's these symptoms? It's like you already know just by feeling it. Oh man, I know exactly who's doing this. I know what attempt they're doing. I know what ritual they're doing. Now I know how to pray against it, because I can specifically say what it is they're doing in my prayer to cancel it, right? So document everything. And who knows, maybe God may, bless you with the instructions of writing your own book one day. Maybe he'll do that. Like, hey, look at all this information you have here. Write a book. You never know, right? So, and you never know how many people you can help, especially if you are someone that God may be putting in like deliverance ministry. Oh my goodness, if you're going to be in deliverance ministry and you have all this knowledge and information, it's going to come in handy. There's so much people in deliverance ministries who don't even know, who can't even see in the spirit, who can't hear in the spirit. They just feel like because they can deliver, they can deliver. It's kind of hard to deliver someone when you don't even know what spirit they're fighting. You don't even know. You can't even see in the spiritual, right? So God may bless you one day and use you to help others once you have all your information and once you're knowledgeable about certain things, okay? So anyways, love you guys. Bye.